Hey, welcome to this amazing course and program, Creating Lasting Love. I'm so excited, and we are both actually so excited to have you here to embark on this journey of finding love. And I just want you to know that it could look scary sometimes. And I know relationships are one of the best things that can happen to us, but they could also be some of the scariest things that happen. I want you to know that I was there. Actually, we were both there. So this is my beautiful wife, Babita, for those of you who don't know her.
Hey guys, welcome to this beautiful program. I hope you're going to be enjoying every second of it. You're going to be learning, and most importantly, going to be getting some love in.
Yes. So love has actually been one of the most powerful things that helped change my life. How about you?
Yeah, it's definitely changed me as a person. We've been together for about 8.5 years now, and the person that I've become during this relationship and the person that I was before, completely different for the better. So, yeah, for me, it's life changing.
Incredible, right? And for me, the same. When I was a little bit confused, lost, and I did want love, because a relationship really brings you together, you as a whole. And we're going to look at different things over this 6 week program where we're going to be looking at creating inner love, which is the most important. But when you have love in your life, it's like everything kind of lifts off, everything becomes a joy. You get excited again, you get excited to wake up, you get excited to just text late night. Like just the most mundane things become exciting again because when you have someone to share your experiences with, it really takes you into a beautiful bracket, a beautiful part of the world. And I know for many of us, we've had so much pain and hurt, and sometimes it's one of these problems where you think, how can I overcome what's happened in the past? How can I let go of that hurt that we've had? But me and B, we also had that hurt. Going into this relationship, we had problems around that. Um, Tell us a little bit about you when you were first getting into this relationship, what kind of things were
Um,
coming up.
when I first got with Sunny, my life was just crazy. I was stuck in a previous relationship with someone who I truly didn't want to be with. And I actually remember asking the universe, God, whatever you guys believe in, I remember asking for someone to come into my life who would actually truly know how to treat a woman and truly love me. I felt like I was stuck with my previous relationship and I didn't really know how to get out. And so I remember specifically asking, and it must have been maybe like 4 weeks later, I met Sunny, and it was a bit, at the time I didn't really realize that this was what I had asked for. And when we got talking, I was still a little bit standoffish. I was a bit like, but when we first got together, it was that excitement, the excitement to talk to someone new, someone who kind of opens up your mind. And it was a roller coaster at the beginning. It wasn't, I think, our first year of our relationship, as exciting as it was and we were getting to know each other, we also had our fair share of problems.
We
Bloody
had
hell.
many of them, right? Many of ups and downs that the world throws to us. But especially when you first start meeting somebody and while you're on your journey now, you're going to start actually finding a partner that you can connect with. And both of your realities are different. You have one reality, which is your own world that you've been living in, and then another reality, which is someone else's world, and you're kind of merging one together and coming together in a beautiful force. But along the way, you're ironing out bad habits. you're fixating and you're trying to find out how we should be going forward. And that's exactly what B was on about. At the start of the relationship, there was so much little dramas and little problems that came up. But from each of them, we grew. And that actually takes us on to one of the first learnings. So over this period, what we wanted to create is something where we can give you a bit of education and excitement about love and the journey that you're just about to embark on. But also just share with you some of the key things that really helped us within our relationship, some of the key beliefs, some of the key fights, challenges, and hopefully some of these beliefs you can adopt. Because, you know, one of my friends told me this beautiful thing. He shared with me at Tony Robbins event. He goes, Sonny, we can borrow beliefs from other people and they still have that belief. So you don't ever have to think, oh, I'm taking this from them. It's actually, no, you're bothering it because these beliefs are actually things that worked for us in our relationship. And these will work for you while you're building your relationship. So that now you'll be able to form a very beautiful, passionate relationship. You know, me and B went through some deep ups and downs within our relationship. And several times we were about to walk out. But then several times we persevered and really pushed forward. And because of that, now we have a passionate, loving relationship. And we actually got the formula and the success to actually have this love. And that's what I want for you all. So tell them, what's some of the beliefs that we actually have around the relationship? What's one of your strongest beliefs?
I think one of my strongest beliefs is something that I really had to catch myself actually, is treat your relationship how you would at the beginning, you know? And it's so true. When you first meet someone and you first start dating, you will do anything for them. Anything, on your best behavior, your best side will come out. And I think naturally as human beings we can become a little bit content and a little bit comfortable. So there's been many occasions where sometimes I'll catch myself, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not making as much effort as I should be. So for me, one of my most powerful beliefs is treat the relationship like it's a new relationship. Doesn't matter how many years you've been together for, spice it up. You know, do date night. We till this day, we love going out, we love socializing, we love going for dinners. And we're 8.5 years in. That doesn't need to change. You know, you need to keep it new, keep it spicy, and be spontaneous as well. I think that's something that Sunny's truly taught me to be. I was very, you know, if things aren't planned, it's not happening. But he really taught me how to be spontaneous. So yeah, just kind of be present with it and just treat it as if it was the first time you were meeting this person.
Yeah, 100%. I love that belief because when we show up and we do this as a practice, you know, it doesn't come naturally. Sometimes you fall back under that comfort and you're like, we've been together for so long. Shall I just let the standard drop? But when you actually are conscious of it and you go, you know what? No, I'm going to show up to this woman and she's going to show up to me in a beautiful way that is just like how when we first got together. In that powerful, beautiful way, what happens is we're now creating a next level of relationship. That every day we're growing with it. And we're recommitting month by month, day by day, we're recommitting to the relationship that we're in. We're saying, I'm going to show up for you like the first day that I met you. Because if we did actually separate or anything like that, who would I be showing up to as someone else, to someone else? So I show up to this relationship as if I would show up like it was brand new, and so does B in that beautiful way. I would tell you the second strongest belief actually, and principle number 2, is take full accountability for your state. And what I mean by state is your energy, your emotional state that you're in. If you're angry and you're coming into the relationship and you're full of anger, you've had a bad day at work and you come back into this, or even, you know, you're just starting out and you're just texting somebody and communicating with somebody and you've had your stress come on. You've got to take accountability for your state first. There's no need in me passing it on, any anger, any frustration onto B, and then B projecting it back onto me will completely break down. The funny story is actually, this is actually 7 years ago, or 7 or 8 years ago when we first got together. It was all like that. We were both projecting our insecurities, our worries, our fight onto the other. So someone would come a little bit late and we're projecting all this anger and frustration. Oh, you always do this. You're never there for me. All this stuff we start saying. And we have this big fight when we're just meeting once a week. And then the start of the day already automatically became a fight. And now we're like, oh, how do we heal this? What do we do to work through this? And then we actually realize we're just messing up the relationship. We're sabotaging it. And when we realized about managing our own state, it was about understanding who we were and how we were showing up. So now if I meet B, it's not just that I'm meeting her for the first time, but I'm not going to meet her with that anger. Obviously, I could be angry about things in the real world now we're married, but especially at the start, it was taking accountability for how I was feeling. If I was feeling insecure, I need to understand, why am I feeling insecure? Am I feeling insecure because I'm not looking good? I'm not valuing myself? I'm not feeling valued within the relationship? What is going on? Or is it because I'm angry at someone else and now I'm projecting it onto this relationship? And that was actually causing chaos. And I know some of you are saying chaos is exciting, but there's a whole new level of life. There's a whole new level of life. When you go past the chaos and you enter that element of love and joy, then you bring in out a different level of excitement, a different level of energy within you. That all that chaos kind of disappears and you don't even enjoy that chaos anymore. Do you remember them times, B, when we would argue a little bit more, or like there will be a bit more chaos?
There was a lot of chaos in the first year of our relationship. And I think it's so true with managing your state, you know, and I think sometimes we naturally take out stuff on the person closest to us, but that's not how it should be, because at the end of the day, you need to be able to change yourself and change your focus, because it's ruining the relationship. But yeah, at the beginning, there was a lot of chaos, there was a lot of drama, but that's because we weren't able to manage ourselves and our state. So once you can do that, once you're more conscious of managing your state, like, you know, stuff happens in life. Stuff will always happen in life. But it's a matter of just breathing, taking a moment, take it in, and then just release. And that is it. That is it. No need to take it out on your partner.
Oh, beautifully said. So that is it. And then as simple as that, we started to focus back on our state, who we were, how we were showing up, where was the responsibility, and taking self-responsibility. And there was a big shift in our relationship. We was like going from there to tush, and we'd have a little bit of a dip. And that was actually how it all changed, by taking that principle into action when we actually started managing our own state. And further on, I'm going to show you the best ways to manage your state, and also the best ways to let go of these problems that come in. Sometimes as simple as what B says, just breathe. Just get that focus back into your body. Let it go. Let go of whatever's holding you back and focus on now. And then I was thinking about the third principle.
The third principle, what else? So we've said
State, taking accountability. Oh, communication.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah.
Honest and open communication, right?
Yeah. Okay, so then our third principle for a happy and passionate and long-lasting relationship is communication. We need to be open and honest with how we're feeling. Did you eat your nose 1 minute? Sorry.
You
can cut this out. Oh, it's so itchy.
Oh, you should have told me before I would have paused it.
Oh.
That's all right.
Can you not cut
We'll cut it out. Or maybe I'll keep it in. No. No, of course I can.
Oh, okay. Okay, so our third principle is communication. You know, you need to be open and honest with how you're truly feeling. You know, our partners are not mind readers. Like, I know there's been moments in our relationship where, say, for example, something at work has really stressed me out. And when I'm stressed out, I could turn into myself essentially and not really truly open up and speak about how I feel. So what that taught me was, actually, my husband's not a mind reader. He has no idea with what's going on with me. If anything, he might think that he's done something wrong to upset me because I'm being weird with him. So something that's so crucial, which has helped our relationship, is if something's going on in our lives, even if it's not to do with each other, just whatever else, just speak about it, be open, be honest, speak to your partner about it. They'll probably just knock some sense into you, be like, it's not the end of the world. But it's so important to be open and just communicate with each other.
Oh, I love that one, because I am so lucky that B was a very open communicator. Whatever I messed up on, she would make sure I know it. Like whatever it was, little or big, she would tell me at the start. But that was one of my greatest lessons, actually, because I understood what she liked. And sometimes a man just needs to know what the recipe is, what the formula is. We sometimes, with masculine energy, we fall under a logical pattern within our brain. And with a logical pattern within our brain, we need to know what's right, what do we do. But no one really taught us about relationships. No one taught us about how to be within a relationship. So when I was getting taught by B what she liked and what she didn't like, although it may have seemed like it was harsh at the time, it was actually some of my best lessons, because then I understood, okay, this is what you enjoy, this is what you don't enjoy. And then vice versa. When I was able to share, like, well, if you're sharing your truth, I'm going to share mine. And when I was sharing with her about all the problems or anything that I didn't enjoy in the relationship, you didn't call for 2 days. These are like boundaries that we set. These are honesty. But if I just kept that inside, or if she kept that inside, then what will happen is the relationship will break down and we won't even know how. I remember when one time when we were first starting off within the relationship, one thing that B really enjoyed was actually me calling her late night if I'd gone out, or text her late night to just let her know that I'm back, because she used to worry. And for me, with my friends, I would never check up on them, because the masculine side is like, you'll be fine. But from a feminine side of the brain, you have to be concerned. You have to understand that there is risk of unsafety. You need to be there. So one of the key things I had to learn at the start was actually just to show up, just to message, say I'm back, but also check in to see if my wife was back and my girlfriend was back at the time, if she was okay, if she was healthy, if she got home fine. And even how little it is, it made such a big difference. Do you remember like how much of a difference that would make for you, just like a late night phone call to check if you're okay, or a call or a text?
Yeah, definitely, because it just made me feel like, okay, he's all right, or he cares about me, like since when I've got home. So just a small little action like that, you may not even think it makes such a difference to the other person, but it does, because it depends on what they value. So just a little action like that can go a long way.
Yeah, that's one of the keys, is with that open communication, we actually just explain what we need from that relationship. And when that person really likes you, and all of them are going to love you and like you, but the right ones that you're aligned with, they're going to value what your needs are. They're going to understand what your needs are. That actually takes me to the fourth point. And one of the key things is actually putting each other's needs first. And this one was something that blew my mind, and we discover it and we go even more deeper into it during the program. But it was one thing that putting each other's needs first was like, what the hell? Who does such a thing? How do you do this? Because it wasn't something that was taught in as many ways. It's not something that you think of, because part of us come from a survival side of us. We're just surviving in the world until you reach a point when you start thriving. Each and every one of you, I want you to start thriving in your life. And we let go of that scarcity and that lack. And when we actually thrive, we look outside of ourselves. We start focusing on the other person. How was that for you when we first started actually understanding and establishing that, the levels of love?
So yeah, that was actually a very interesting point, because I think naturally at the beginning, you would always do whatever you can to put their needs first. So like, oh, you'll go out for dinner. Oh, what do you like? Italian. Let's go for Italian, And it's that kind of principle that really needs to stay with you as you go along in the relationship. And I think, naturally with a lot of people, what can happen is you focus on yourself a lot more. But there's two of you in a relationship, and when you're truly in a passionate and loving relationship, you want to do whatever you can to put the other person's needs first, thinking about what they need, you know, and vice versa. And I think when you think like that, it really shifts your focus, and it takes your relationship to the next level of just pure happiness.
I love that. And that's it. It does lift it to pure happiness, pure passion, pure joy. You know, this will work as well, right? Like sometimes you fall under old patterns, and like it happens to me and B, right? We're like so focused on ourselves sometimes, and then we just trigger each other. We're like, hey, come on. We said we're playing at each other's needs. You're not playing up to that role. And you're like, no, I'm going to get back into focus. Because one of our biggest beliefs within our relationship is that we could work for anything. And by having that belief, it really helps us to really get clear on what do we need to do to get through this to the next level. It's not, hey, I'm out of this relationship. This is done. I'm quitting. There was a lot of that at the start. There's so much of that at the start. But it's not that I'm quitting, I'm out, you don't love me. But it's more going, you know, we're going to work through this. So, okay, something does come up and problems always occur. But how are we going to get through it together to create a life that our children would be happy with?
No, and just to touch upon that, I completely agree with that. I think it's such an important principle to remember, because we live in a world where if we don't like something, we could change it. Even with relationships, you know, a lot of relationships don't seem to last that long because we may get irritated by the other person or something that they've done or that they've said. And rather than actually talking about the problems and try to figure out how to move forward, we're just willing to just end it. And it's crazy to me. It's, you know, if you truly like the person with us, we truly loved each other and we knew we did. But, you know, naturally we have our little bad habits. So it's actually working through them together rather than, right, it's over. That's it. You know,
I'm walking away. I'm packing my bags.
I'm packing my bags. You know, we can change as human beings. You know, we don't really want to be in the same position or be the same person that we were 8 years ago. So any little habits that are destructive to the relationship, speak about it together. You're a team, and figure out how you can move forward rather than separating ways.
Yeah, I love that. Ooh. So then the big change for me and B was actually when we realized to grow, that growing apart means separation within the relationship. So we start growing one way and somebody's growing another way, it causes a bit of a gap. So what we always focused on was actually growing together as well. So if it was personal development events, if it was learning and sharing that knowledge between us, that really helped us to really grow together. So if I was reading a book about relationships, I'll share that. If B was reading something, she'll share it with me. And then we understand each other's world. We understand what's going on, and growing together really has helped us to blossom and to strengthen our relationship even more. So that now it is a little bit more fun. It is a little bit more easier, you know, because it's coming more natural and more natural. Because the beautiful relationship at the start, relationships kind of go like this. But the beautiful relationship that we had at the start, we are obsessed with maintaining that high level, that honeymoon period doesn't just die down, that we maintain that 8.5 years on, 20, 30 years on, we're still going to be there. I remember there was a distinction that I had when I was at a event where it was asking me, why am I in this relationship? And I also am going to be asking you, why are you looking for this relationship? Because when you actually know your why, and it's so deep that it moves you, you'll find that relationship. The universe will align it and something will happen. I never knew this at the time, but this was actually when we were together. I wrote down as one of my goals to have a passionate, loving relationship. And when I went down into understanding why, it moved me so deeply, you know, it brought tears to my eyes at the time. And it was actually because I didn't have the upbringing from a good father, a father that was there. My father used to actually physically abuse my mum, and my mum had a a lot of emotional traumas as a result of that, a lot of pain. So then when I was going even deeper to understand why I wanted this passionate, loving relationship, it's actually because I wanted to be that relationship that my children and my grandchildren could be proud of. So that when they look at this relationship, they go, wow, you know what? I know that love exists. I want that love. And that's the love I'm going to bring on. And more in depth, you know, there will be less pain for the children, less worry, less stress for them. Because when they see the connection that me and B have, they can understand that that is what we want in our life. And that is something that's going to help them to grow to another level. And that there lights me up. And when I'm that committed to that, I go, forget my own needs, forget my own shit. I'm committed to living in this beautiful relationship, this passionate one. So that was something that was my why, that I commit to this beautiful relationship. I'm going to put you on the spot here. What's your why, Pete?
My why, what is my why? I think my why is actually just having that companionship and having that person there. Like, you're never by yourself, which is such a beautiful thing. Doesn't matter what you're experiencing in life or shifts that are going on, you always have that person. Like, as cheesy as it sounds, but you truly are my best friend, you know, because I tell him everything and we do everything together. We do fun things together. We just do the mundane things together. We just go for nice little walks together. And it's like, it's so special knowing that you're going to have this person for the rest of your life, you know, and don't be scared by that, because you should be so comfortable around each other where you can do everything together. And that's one thing that I love about us. You know, we like to travel, we like to go out, we like to have dinners together, we just have nights in, we could talk about everything. And, you know, thinking that he's always going to be there is just the best feeling ever. And, you know, at the beginning of our relationship, like we said, we truly had our ups and downs where it was like, you know, we actually had a moment where we went our own ways. And that, I think it must have been a week where we went our own way and we came back together again. Because for me, it was like, oh my God, I miss this person and what is going on here? So I think it's truly just having that person there for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I remember that time. And that was a bit difficult, but it all works out, you know. And sometimes the reason why you're on this program right now, the reason why we're connected, is maybe it was an alignment to really be able to bring you into what you need to go ever. It was a true alignment, maybe to bring you to a level of consciousness within relationships that's going to help your relationship grow, and most importantly, help your partner, so that now you can actually live a passionate relationship. And, you know, you don't have to go through the suffering, the pain that we went through. You can save all them decades of trouble and we'll put it through for you so that you can understand it. So you're aware clearly of what you want within this partner, clearly what standards you have and what you expect within a relationship, and how this relationship should be in order for you to grow to what you need to be. And most importantly, to bring in that lasting love. You know, that lasting loving feeling is, like I was saying, it lifts you up. It takes you to the highest emotion within you, but sometimes it could pull you back down. And we're here for you to show you that, no, it doesn't have to be that way. And by going into that higher level of love and having that courage to step out to be more, will truly bring in the life that you want, the joy, the happiness. And even through the little dark days and arguments, you'll be able to work through it. So we can get there. Any final words from you to start them off on their journey within this program?
So enjoy the journey, first of all. I think sometimes we can get so fixated with what we want and always thinking about the future, which is amazing. But enjoy this moment, enjoy the journey, and truly know and truly feel what you're looking for. Truly feel like you already have that love, and then that love will come into your life.
Amazing. And we're so happy for you to be here. That love is coming your way. And I really just want you to take this love from us, feel it within you, and just know what's possible for you there. Just know what's coming, know what greatness and that beautiful relationship that's going to be coming. All right. I'll see you in the next program, and B will be joining us surely later on.
Bye.
Sending love. Bye.